Hi, everyone. I'm so glad that you could join us for this week's Mindful Yoga. My name is Angela Landers, and I'm one of the counselors at the Statesboro Campus Counseling Center. I always do the beginning part of Mindful Yoga, and then after that portion, we will be joined by Dr. Gemma Skuraton, who will be doing the physical movement practice. So today what I want to talk to you about is about a mindful mantra. So what exactly is a mantra? A mantra is any short saying that you can say to yourself that helps to ground you, that helps to center you, and it's something that brings you back to the present moment, which if you think about it, that's mindfulness, right? Being present, being grounded in your current surroundings, in your current environment, and whatever is going on that includes that environment. So why mantras? Mantras are really helpful anytime that we're feeling stressed or anxious or even depressed, or sometimes we can even get really excited and energetic, and we kind of need to bring ourselves back to center. So a mantra is a really quick, easy way that we can do that. So a mantra can be absolutely anything. And so today's mantra that I want to encourage you and challenge you to think about is a mantra that works well for your current situation. And I know all of us are living in very uncertain times right now. You know, we're all trying to plan and make schedules and resisting that urge to do so because we know that things are so uncertain and we don't have any control over when we can get back to a routine that we're used to and that looks pretty typical for our life. So one mantra that can really help during times of uncertainty and stress, like we're all currently facing, is a mantra such as, "This is temporary," or telling ourselves, "This won't last." So one of the really good things about any painful situation is that we always know that there's a time frame on it. Most of the time, of course, there are certain caveats to that. But more often than not, our pain and our severe emotional distress about a situation is pretty time limited. And so it's almost like, if you have to go to the doctor's office and you get a shot, you're dreading it and you're dreading it and you're dreading it. And then you get there and you're sweating bullets like it's going to be bad. And then you get it and you're like, whew, okay, it was terrible, or it wasn't so terrible, but it was temporary. And now I can move on and I don't have to keep thinking about this. So right now, that might be a mantra for you to really wrap around yourself, is that as upsetting as whatever your current situation might be, or maybe it's frustrating or it's anxiety provoking, just know that like everything, this too is temporary. And we are going to get back to some type of normalcy. Maybe it's a new normal for everybody, but I know, just like and we all know, that is around the corner. So my challenge to you this week is to really spend some time in reflection or meditation and think about what mantra you could really use during this time to center yourself, to ground yourself, so that if at any point you start to notice that your thoughts are racing, your imagination is taking over, there are all kinds of stories that your anxious brain is making up about what if scenarios or worst case scenarios, things like that, to try to bring that in and just to be present to whatever the present moment is. Oftentimes, if we stay here with this exact moment, we'll find that this is a moment that we can deal with. This is a moment that we can cope with. But a lot of times when we're future oriented and we're thinking about all of those awful things that could happen, those are things that we can't control. Those are things that we can't combat in that moment. So they just make us feel really awful. So think about your present. Think about what mantra you could use that would help you to practice mindfulness and to stay here in the present moment, which we know right now is okay, right? You've got your yoga mat out, you're kind of in the chill station. So everything right now is pretty nice and pretty pleasant. So let's practice staying in more of those moments. See you guys next week. Hope you have a great one.
Eagles, it's Dr. Gemma Skuraton, the Director of Student Wellness and Health Promotion for Georgia Southern University, here to bring you the physical practice of mindful yoga. You heard from Angela Landers, one of the counselors from the Counseling Center, a discussion on use of mantras, which is a technique you can pull into these unprecedented times, both throughout your regular day, maybe while doing schoolwork or activities of daily living, but also a great time to practice it and be intentional and mindful about utilizing mantras is during the physical practice of mindful yoga. So we'll go ahead and get started, as we typically do, with 3 USAW breaths linked together. So when you inhale, exhale, tongue comes to the roof of your mouth. You make that Darth Vader sound, very audible breath right there. And go ahead and let the rest of you relax and release into the earth. So 3 breaths linked together. Inhale. Good. And go ahead and extend your arms out in front of you. Plant your right hand down to the mat and go ahead and laterally bend to your right. Looking the opposite way, feeling the stretch through your left side body. If you're mirroring me, you're on the right, that's okay. The great thing about yoga is we always practice both sides. So on your next exhale, plant your other hand down, reach your hand up, and laterally bend to the opposite side. Create space between your ear and your arm. Exhale to let it go. Inhale, up to a tabletop position. Open up your hips, open up your chest, drop your head. Exhale to release. Inhale, open through your chest. Reverse tabletop, ground down through the bottoms of your feet and underneath your hands. Exhale to release. Inhale to press up through reverse tabletop. Open the chest. Exhale to release. On your next exhale, meet me in child's pose. So feet come wide. Knees come wide to the edge of your mat. Big toe mounds touch. Sitting back on your heels, reach your hands out in front of you. Forehead to the mat. Deep inhales and deep exhales. Go ahead and set your intention for the practice today. Maybe decide what your mantra will be. This is temporary. This won't last forever. I can do this. I'm grateful for the time I'm spending practicing yoga. I'm grateful. On your next exhale, go ahead and walk your left hand off the mat. Bring your right arm across, maybe grasp the left wrist. Feel a stretch in your left side body. Tap into your breath. Feel the stretch between the intercostal muscles of your rib cage. Tap into your USAW breath. Set your intention for the practice. Maybe you're used to going most of your day, being unnoticed, being unseen, making yourself smaller for the sake of other people. Maybe your mantra is to remind yourself to absorb light, breathe in oxygen, take up space. And on your next exhale, walk your hands to the opposite side. Left hand clasp the right wrist. Next exhale, go ahead and come up to a tabletop position. Hands are set up underneath your wrists underneath your shoulders, and your knees underneath your hips. Exhale to drop your belly, lift your heart. Inhale to pull your belly up, extend the spine. Inhale to release. Exhale to roll. Remember, you can make your breath as audible as you would like. Link your breath with your movement. Exhale, back to child's pose. Let your fingertips out wide. Round down the tips of your fingers into the earth and the tops of your feet into the mat. Remember, yoga is the least judgmental physical activity that you will ever do. So if you choose to stay in child's pose for the rest of the practice, you will have successfully completed a yoga practice with us today. On your next exhale, go ahead and press up to downward facing dog. Feet are shoulder width apart. Go ahead and bring movement here. Maybe bend one knee and then the other. Explore what the earth feels like under your feet. So maybe roll up on your toes, and as you exhale, put your heels towards the mat. Remember, the point here is not necessarily to get your heels to touch the mat. We all have different lengths in our posterior chain: Achilles tendon, soleus, gastrocnemius. We also wake up day to day with different lengths and ranges of motion and mobility. So maybe your mantra is, I'm here exactly as I am, and I'm proud of that. On your next exhale, walk your hands to meet your feet. Bend your knees a little more, a lot here, and hang in ragdoll. Go ahead and drop your head. Maybe rock side to side. Do what your body is telling you it needs. Inhale, press your fingertips into your shins, extend your spine. Exhale to fold. Inhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Splay your fingers wide. Round down through all four corners of your feet. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale, walk out through high plank. Hands underneath your shoulders. Feel free to drop to your knees. Exhale, lower down through low plank. Inhale, tops of your feet to the mat. Elbows close to your rib cage. Lift your heart. Exhale, curl your toes under. Downward facing dog. One round of breath. And on your exhale, bend your knees a little or a lot, and this time walk your feet to meet your hands. Clasp opposite elbows, hanging in ragdoll. Bring a little bit of space between your upper and your lower jaw. Any tension that you hold in your face will not serve you here, so let it go. And on your exhale, press your fingertips into your shins. Inhale to prepare. Exhale to fold. Inhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Fingertips out wide. Exhale to fold. Inhale, bend your knees. Walk or hop to the back of the mat. Moving through Chaturanga. Feel free to drop your knees, lower down through low plank. Inhale, lift your heart. If you're taking care of the low back, you can stay here in Baby Cobra or press all the way up. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Create space between your earlobe and your traps. Curl your toes under. Exhale, press back through downward facing dog. On your next exhale, extend your right leg out behind you. Sweep it through. Drop your left knee, twist open to the right. Exhale. Bring your right arm into a bind if it's in your practice. Exhale, plant your right hand down to the mat. Ground down through your right front foot. Step it up, wide-legged forward fold. Bend your knees a little or a lot and cross opposite ankles or shins. And create an equal and opposite reaction between your hands and your feet. Exhale. Inhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Close your feet. Interlock your thumbs. Big scoop. Inhale. Exhale, chair pose. Inhale, divers pose. Exhale to chair. Inhale, divers pose. Exhale to chair. Inhale, divers pose. Fullest expression is on your toes. Exhale, Tadasana. Inhale to forward fold. Take your flow. Walk or hop to the back of your mat. Chaturanga down through low plank. Inhale. Cobra variation or upward facing dog. Thighs off the mat. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Inhale, your left leg out behind you. Sweep it through. Drop your right knee. Twist open to the right. Exhale, you can bring your left arm behind you into a bind. Plant your left hand down to the mat. Peel your front toes off the mat. Forward fold. Exhale, shift your weight forward. Ground down through your left front foot. Step it up wide-legged forward fold. Turn your toes out to the corners of the mat. Malasana, goddess pose. So if you're taking care of the low back, stay here or drop into Malasana. You can use your elbows to create that equal and opposite reaction with your knees. Exhale to fold. Inhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Close the feet. Exhale to chair. Inhale, divers pose. Exhale to chair. Inhale, divers pose. Exhale to chair. Inhale, divers pose. Exhale to chair. Into mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Chaturanga. Walk or hop to the back of your mat. Inhale, lower down through low plank. Exhale, upward facing dog or cobra variation. Exhale to back downward facing dog. Take one round of breath. Sometimes the stillness in yoga is the times when you really need the mantra. Say it once. Take one round of breath. Exhale to extend your leg out behind you. Sweep it through. Drop your left knee. Twist open to the left. Inhale. your hand down to the back. Exhale, forward. Fold backwards. Peel the front toes off the mat. Exhale, shift forward. Round down through your front foot. Step it up through Malasana. Inhale, Tadasana. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, diver's pose. Exhale to chair. Inhale, diver's pose. Exhale to chair. Inhale, diver's pose. Exhale to chair. Mountain pose. Exhale to fold. Chaturanga, take your flow. Remember, you will always meet in downward facing dog. So feel free to skip any of the chaturangas and shoot back into either downward facing dog or child's pose and wait on us. We always meet in the same place. Say a mantra one time. And on your next exhale, extend your left leg out behind you. Sweep it through. Drop your left knee, twist open to the left. If it's in your practice, go ahead and bring your left arm behind you into a bind, opening up through the anterior portion of your shoulder. On your next exhale, plant your hand down to the mat. Shift your weight back. Peel your toes off the mat. Exhale, shift forward. Plant your hands. Ground down through your left front foot. Step it up to Malasana. Or, taking care of the low back, stay in a low squat. One rounded breath, inhale. Exhale, Tadasana. Close the feet. Inhale to chair. Exhale. Inhale to chair. Exhale, diver's pose. Inhale to chair. Exhale, diver's pose. Inhale to chair. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees, walk or hop to the back of the mat. High to low plank. Upward facing dog or cobra variation. Meet me in downward facing dog. Take one rounded breath. Say the mantra you've picked one time. And on your next exhale, child's pose. Knees come wide to the edge of the mat, forehead down. This time bring your hands into Anjali Mudra and thumbs to the back of your forehead. Deep inhales and deep exhales. I'll remind you again that the stillness in yoga practice is when it's natural for our mind to wander. To fixate or think about everything you have to do, the things that are bothering you, the things that are worrying you, the assignments you have to get done. But now's the time to repeat your mantra and focus on how your body feels on the mat, how you're connecting your body to the earth, your body to your mind. On your next exhale, unfold your arms and go ahead and thread the needle through the right side, right ear to the mat. Right shoulder on the mat. Feel the space and opening between your spinal column and your scapula. If it's in your practice, you can bring the left arm behind you into a bind, opening up through the anterior portion of your shoulder at the same time. On your next exhale, switch to the other side. Left arm threads through, left ear to the mat. Go ahead and bring your right arm behind you into a bind if it's in your practice. Focus on breathing in to create space between your spinal column and your rib cage on your left side, and space between your chest and your shoulder, the front part of your shoulder on your right side. Exhale up. Inhale, maybe in a pike position. Feet out in front of you. Deep inhale, reach your arms out. Exhale, forward fold. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Breathe and fold. On your next exhale, lift your heart. Go ahead and give me 3 exaggerated shoulder blades to the back. When you're there, change direction. 3 exaggerated shoulder blades to the front. Exhale, extend your arms out in front of you. Forward fold. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, pull your shoulders up to your ears. Inhale, sip in the last bit of breath. Exhale, release it all down. Inhale to extend your arms up. Exhale to fold. Remember, traps and shoulders are the big tension holders. So exaggerating the contraction and the elevation of your scapulas can help to alleviate some of that tension. Inhale to reach. Last time, inhale, pull your shoulders up towards your ears. Exhale, let it go. We're going to move into double pigeon. So, bring one foot up to meet your inner thigh, and the next foot either in front or on top of the left knee. You can stay here, or if you need a little bit of a deeper practice, fold forward. Wherever you are, close your eyes. Repeat your mantra. Inhales and exhales. On your next exhale, you can switch your feet. Double pigeon on the left. Remember, you can stay with your chest lifted or fold forward. Maybe bring a little bit of space between your upper and your lower jaw. Tap into your Ujjayi breath. Remind yourself of the mantra, especially if your mind has wandered. And breathe. On your next exhale, you can unwind. Bring your feet out to a pike position. Lift your left leg, cross it over the right knee, twist open to the opposite side. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Exhale and release. Inhale to bend the right knee. Cross it over the left, twist open to the opposite side. Exhale, release. Inhale, make your way onto your backs. Go ahead and bend your knees, walk your feet out wide to the edge of your mat. Knock your knees into touch and let gravity reset your hips. On your next exhale, walk your feet, bottoms of your feet together, knees open wide like a book. Remember, it doesn't last forever. What we're all dealing with is temporary. I should take up space. I will take up space. Breathe in oxygen, absorb light. All mantras that are productive. On your next exhale, moving into Savasana, final relaxation pose. I encourage you to close your eyes if you feel comfortable enough to do so. If you choose to keep your eyes open, focus your drishti or your gaze on one point in the room. Remember that meditation is never about clearing your mind, but rather focusing it. A place that is kind and productive. And here I'll invite you to pause your video and take as much time as you need in Savasana. When you're ready, bend your knees and roll onto one side of your body. Cradling your head in your arms, acknowledging that it might have been difficult or easy. You may have been dreading it or desperately looking forward to it. But regardless, you spent the last 40 or so minutes on self-care. And when you're ready, go ahead and press up to a comfortable seated position. And we will seal the class just as we began. 3 Ujjayi breaths linked together. Inhale. Go ahead and bring your hands into Anjali Mudra, thumbs to your forehead. May the rest of your week be filled with clear thought, remembering that the loudest voice that you will ever hear is the one within your own head. May be kind and productive, and may you remember to extend compassion to yourself in the same way you would your best friend. Thumbs to your lips. May you always speak the truth. Never be afraid to speak up or speak out for you or for someone else for fear of what your voice may sound like or for what other people may think. Thumbs to your heart. May you always remember the true translation of Namaste, which in Sanskrit means, the light within me recognizes and appreciates the light within each of you. Namaste. Thanks for practicing with us, yogis. As a reminder, we're releasing mindful yoga videos every week to be shared on Wednesdays and Fridays on both the Counseling Center website and the Office of Student Wellness and Health Promotion's website. Keep up with us on Facebook and on our website. We're providing you with weekly self-care tips and education so that you can stay well. Until we see each other again, have a great week.